This just in.
This is Jared.
We are two in the trees, and we
Two
are
in the
back.
trees.
We are back. We figured out a way to do this from different area codes.
But the greatest city of them all is always Boston, Massachusetts. That
Yes.
shining city on the hill. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Boston, you are missing out. But very soon, your pain will be alleviated. Boston. It's always there. It's always there for you. Go get some donkeys, kid.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah. So today's topic is
Yes.
disturbing movies.
Ooh.
Movies
interesting.
that have disturbed you in any type of way. Doesn't have to
Wow.
be a horror movie. It could be anything that kind of just like you're like, what? Or made you feel a type of way. Anything. And the first one we're gonna talk about is this one of the most bizarre, weirdest movies I think I have ever seen, Jared. It is called
Yes.
The Greasy Strangler.
The Greasy Strangler.
Yes.
2016, if I'm not mistaken, if
Yes.
this is correct. Yes.
When there
Yes.
were better times.
2016 was a better year for a lot of us.
There's better times, 2016, but before the 20s. What we would call them, the roaring 20s, the
The 2010s. I think the 2010s got it. And gang, just to put your pink fleshies around this, your brains around this. Disturbing. if we're using Webster's, the Oxford language definition here, causing anxiety or worrying. Causing anxiety or worrying.
Yes.
So a movie that causes you anxiety or worrying. And Justin, you made me watch The Greasy Strangler. I watched it all the way through.
I was like, dude, you have to talk about this because
it is.
I didn't put this on. It was just like, wow, this is a really interesting movie. Literally 5 minutes. I was about to shut it off, and then I got distracted by warning guys, warning.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert ahead.
There's spoilers.
All right, guys.
Right, this is organic, so it's got to spoil fast.
For any of you two in the tree friends of ours, if you want to watch this movie, pause it right now. We'll watch this in its entirety, 133 minutes, and then come back and hear our commentary.
Yeah.
We want you to experience this fresh. We want you to, we want you to get a little bit greasy, just a little bit. You gotta lubricate yourself.
Yes.
Justin, could you tell me why you love this film?
No. I never said I love this film.
All right, you recommended this film.
No. Now, Jared, would you say that this film was anything you've ever seen? Like anything? Like that's the reason I don't love this film. But it was just a movie that I've never seen before, and I watched it like on accident because after the 5 minutes where I almost shut it off, I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then I couldn't take my eyes away, So, all right, would you say that?
I would agree in an extent that it's like a trauma that your brain cannot possibly categorize into an appropriate previous experience in your life. That's how I would describe this film. It was I want to say alarming, but that doesn't seem to get it. It was something truly unexperienced. It was unhinged. It was unhinged. It was a cultural phenomenon that I have yet to be able to equate anything to such a viewing. It was this was your recommendation. You said you have to watch this. Came out in 2016, and I never heard of it. It's free on Prime, kids. It's free on Prime.
I didn't say like I recommend this movie because it's awesome, or I didn't say it was recommended like.
You gotta own it. You gotta own it.
I recommend this. This belongs to the Oscars. I didn't say that. I said I recommend it because it's fucking insane.
Do you remember what your only
insane?
Justin? Do you remember what your only warning to me was? Before I watched it, with fresh eyes?
I gave you a few. I don't think it was just one.
You said there's a couple of grotesque nudity pieces. So just get past that. I'm like, oh my God, I never wanted to watch a movie more after hearing that. I was like, when that light finally flashed upon the cones and the optic nerve of my eye, I'm like, that's it. That's what he's talking about right there.
And then it's just like, dude, it's not just like, oh, that's it. They just keep hitting you with that just sack full of nuts. You're just like, what? You're like, God, dude, like, what the fuck? It's just like, oh, dude, come on. You just kind of just like block it out because you just like, you got to see what's happening between the father, the son, and like the son's new girl. You're just like, it's fucked up.
Justin, if I may I lubricate our audience here with the proper the synopsis of what's going on, just so they can get a feel of what's going on this movie.
Jared, I want you to go hard on the lard.
Hard on the lard. All right, I'm gonna just take full creative licensing. A middle-aged social misfit is forced to confront the possibility his abusive father perhaps may be a serial killer in an outlandish black comedy. This is not the easiest film to warm with or to deliberately over-the-top performances. Repetitive dialogue and two male leads consistently wandering around nude. I did not read this beforehand. Pure wackiness, display, and a certain charm. There are also several moments in which Michael St. Michaels, which I love that fucking fake name, Michael St. Michaels, keeps complaining. You probably think I'm the Greasy Strangler. When holding a hot dog. All right. I go. These are user reviews. All right. Here's the storyline. Here it is. I'm gonna try my best at the movie man voice. The movie.
Go for it.
Here it is. Los Angeles. Oh shit! Hold on. Go up a little bit more. I'm on my IMDb. I'm getting all loose in the goose here.
Okay,
here it is.
Dan. You don't get to rush anything, brother.
Of course. 2016. It is 1 hour and 33 minutes. The Greasy Strangler. Ronnie runs a disco walking tour with his son Braden when a sexy
I'm gonna do the background noises.
All right, now I understand our parts. All right, here it is. Ronnie runs a disco walking tour with his son Braden. When a sexy woman takes the tour. It begins a competition between father and son for her love. You walk off. It also signals the arrival of an oily stranger who stalks the streets at night. That's what you guys get. Dark comedy parody. Yes, that is the dark comedy parody comedy horror. I watched this entire thing on Justin's recommendation, and I as I sat in my 3-inch line.
Did you watch it by yourself?
I did. You told me.
That's another recommendation. Don't watch this with
you
anybody.
You did. You said
they'll think of you a different way if you recommended this movie. They probably won't talk to you ever again.
See, that's what that. Yes, I did not. They were. What are you guys doing in there? I gotta watch something for this very exclusive podcast I'm a part of. So it's work. I gotta do some work in here.
I want you to saturate my fucking popcorn full of grease before I eat this movie.
Why does the guy feed it to him? That makes no sense. There's so many things. There's so many okay, guys, whenever you get a script, you know this, Justin, whenever you get a script, you get like a little synopsis and you just 3 people are sitting in a movie theater. One of them has popcorn and then act, right?
Yeah.
What is the most bizarre, you know, the scene that we're talking about right there. What is the most bizarre way that can be interacted between 3 heterosexual men sitting in a movie theater?
Well, for one, Jared, it depends on the movie theater
I suppose you're correct. I suppose you are correct.
If we're talking
Yes.
about like the Pee Wee Herman jerk off type of movie theaters, then maybe it's okay. Maybe, you know, but like if it's a regular one, like Lowe's
Mhm.
or what is the other one? Something Anima Cinema. What the I can't remember the name of it. Anyways,
All right.
the places that like pretty much get no business anymore.
Exactly.
Yes, I would find it really weird if like there's
you, me, and M, your buddy M. We're sitting there, and two of us are shoveling popcorn that you added more grease to into your mouth with our hands, and like in a frantic, like trying to, like a frantic, trying to like pull the water out of the boat type of motion. That's the scene. That's what we're enjoying. What we get to experience.
Well,
there.
it was for one, it was a father, a son,
And a son. Yes, a father and son. This story is a very heartwarming tale at its root.
Yes, you know, lukewarm grease. Yum. This movie is so dirty and grotesque. It's like McDonald's oil in the fry litter, like after a month that they still don't change and cook your French fries in. It's that much. It's bad grease.
Yes,
it's just like spoiled, rotten. It's just so weird. But I was entertained. I'm not gonna lie. There was like they had a few funny parts, but they had like quite too many where I'm just like, ugh. I do not recommend eating while watching this film. You know,
I would second that. Yeah,
I would put the popcorn away, dude. I don't
Yep.
want to. Don't eat. I don't want to even think about bacon for a while. But like, literally, this is how gross this fucking movie is. The guy. I didn't look at the writer or anything. Jared, should we pull that up? Maybe let's see.
I got it in front of me. I have it in front of me. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, it was Toby Harvard and Jim Hosking were the writers. Director was Jim Hosking.
Toby Harvard definitely didn't go to Harvard. I'm gonna just guess that he most likely didn't go to Harvard the way this movie was written.
Didn't go to Harvard, didn't cut the mustard. You know who went to Harvard on this podcast?
Matt Damon. And Benny Fleck.
And you went to Harvard. You always do modest.
Oh yes, I forgot.
You always forget.
You guys wouldn't believe it that I actually graduated from Harvard.
Wicked smart.
I'm nasty on the goddamn blackboards writing those equations out. You know, slapping that mop stick all over the place. I don't give a fuck. But Harvard bartending school.
He's a Harvard educated bartender.
I'm an educated
no
man.
Idea.
I think I have access to the Harvard club. Believe it or not. I think I do. Yeah, I literally.
That is.
That
is a fancy. You got a couple of videos on your phone. That is the fanciest fucking boys club I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like, wow, this guy went to Harvard. This fucking Boston mutt went to Harvard. Yes, I did. 8 hours.
Solid voice of a Harvard grad right there. This boy went to Harvard.
I don't believe him by his outerwear. The way he wears his clothes. He's not a Harvard man.
You can't judge a book by the cover. Can't judge this movie though. This movie.
Let's get back to it. Yep.
Yeah. So it's the Greasy Strangler. That's the title of it. Gang, it's basically a story. It's a little bit of a true crime, I think, in many ways. Yeah. It hits on a lot of components. If anyone's a fan of like Adult Swim, kind of just like random sketch comedy, this is in your genre. If you're a true crime fan, this is in your genre.
Yep.
Interestingly, I pulled this little factoid up. Justin, do you know what they used for the grease in this movie?
I have no idea what.
They used tapioca pudding. Tapioca pudding was what was applied. so if all of our listeners can just envision just a terribly unfit individual, just an obese man, graphic nudity, covered in tapioca pudding. and committing
Well, I wouldn't
committing
say
strangling.
the Strangler,
Yes.
the Greasy Strangler. I wouldn't say he was obese. He was just an
Mm.
old. Yeah, he wasn't a fat dude. You know what I mean?
hmm
You know, he definitely had
Yeah.
a fat cock.
Guys, the nudity is what really is what we're dancing around a little bit here.
This guy was
Because
packing a fucking naked mole rat in his fucking pants, dude.
what do you call it? A squirrel's head or mouse's head or something in
Yeah.
the film.
Fucking,
Yeah.
I would call it more of a naked mole rat. Like
Yeah.
a naked mole.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. It was just like you could tell it was like
It was a prosthetic, yeah.
you could tell it was a prosthetic like Dirk Diggler, you know. Obviously it didn't have Dirk Diggler money, so this thing looks fucking it looked like you could buy it off of Etsy or something. Like
Yes.
Yes, it was pretty grotesque. I mean, they wanted that. But dude,
Yeah, of course.
How about the every time I did
I know what you're gonna say next.
No. I'm saying every time I laughed at the movie, because there were some funny parts, you know, and the one that I laughed the most at is like every time he did his strangling. Afterwards, he would just go to this blind dude's car wash, and the blind dude, he's like. He doesn't hear, like, how does the blind dude not hear a car pull up or anything? He goes in and it just cuts to him screaming like a banshee, right? And in the car wash itself, just being flapped. He's like, ah! Well, there's like grease is splattering everywhere. I laughed at
naked.
That. Yes, naked.
Every
obviously.
time a naked man is standing in a car wash. So a naked man is standing where cars go in a drive-through car wash, and Big Paul is a blind car wash owner. He's always there.
Dude, remember he rips ass in his face? Like
he does because he's a former disco dancer partner of
this is so rotten. Like he's just like, you go to this guy's thing, you like don't pay for shit, like you're putting DNA killer evidence all over his fucking establishment, right? You know, you're like incriminating him, like you literally blood. You probably got all fucking DNA all over the place, but like going to his car wash, and then the guy's being a nice guy. He's like, "What's up, man? What's up, man? How you doing, man?" Every time, and then dude, he just like, "I'm doing great. I'm not the greasy
big Roddy."
And then he just fucking rips ass, fucking naked, balls hanging to his knees in his face.
There's a lot of components. And I wanted to ask you about that, like that, the not paying for it thing, because in the first time we see currency, U.S. currency, money shown in the film.
It was like the fakest movie money I've ever seen in my life.
It's just a white, it's a white piece of paper with just someone drew like amateur. So it's just a white piece of paper with like the worst drawing ever of an interpretation of money on it.
It just adds to the aesthetic, I believe.
It does. He puts the car wash is $10 a piece. He puts this very, very counterfeit $10 bill in his hand. He says, "Thank you." And they even touch it for a little bit. So I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this guy's a con man. He doesn't pay for anything. But later in the movie, this currency comes up again. Do you remember?
I forget. Remind me.
So at the vendor, at the hot dog vendor, the hot dog vendor says it's going to be $3, right? So the hot dog vendor is not blind like the car wash owner is.
Yeah.
So he takes the same $3, so like just poorly drawn money, and he throws it in the curb because he's upset about the disservice of them not being greasy enough, right?
Oh yeah.
And the hot dog vendor, who can see, sees the dollar bills and goes and retrieves them, and is upset with the guy for being such a piece of shit, being rude about it, right?
Yeah, because he's like, he needs more grease.
Well, the hot dog vendor, though, Justin, the way he responds, this money is real. So in this movie, in the context, in the universe of this movie, I believe we are seeing legitimate currency.
That's how
U.S.
it is.
dollar.
That's how it is out in L.A., man.
Okay, the wardrobe, the costuming. Do you notice every male actor is wearing female clothes?
Oh yeah, of course. That's why it's even more. It's even more. You're just like, when he's that guy with the nose, he's just like, nice shoes, fucking pig face.
Yes,
nice shoes, and I'm like, those are little girls like tap dancing shoes.
They are. They're a set of flats. They're a set of flats with a bow on the top of
yes.
them. Yeah.
It's like, it's just very, very just weird, interesting. It definitely comes from a mind of a guy who's done a lot of acid, I'm pretty sure. I'm guessing, or some kind of psychedelic drugs, whoever wrote this, but it does have its moments. And
it does, yeah.
It does have its moments, and they're a word that actually was kind of like a Boston term for a while. I haven't heard in years, like years.
Yes.
What was it, Jared? Do you remember the tagline?
No, tell me. Remind me.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist. You're a bullshit artist.
Like, because we used to say we used to say the same way. We never even put the word "your" in front of that.
You just say bullshit artist?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the most uncomfortable text of the entire movie. They just shout bullshit artists at each other.
Like, they would just talk like, hey, Dad, this girl I think really likes me. And then, like, we're going to go out and, like, I think it's really going to hit off. And then...
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Yeah. It doesn't make it... Yeah. It was out of context. It's
pretty much just, like, it's just a dad and a father in competition all the time, and like it shows that the little guy pulls through sometimes, but the in the comparison between the fucking I don't think that was his real father. I mean, I'm just a guess.
Yes. What Jess is alluding to, guys, is that the entire movie that we keep on seeing is that the father of this has like just this like grotesque like 12-inch fucking prosthetic cock in front of us the entire time. Like anytime he has an excuse, they try to ease you into it a little bit by showing him in his underwear. Then he's just like full on nude for the rest of the movie.
For the first 5 minutes. In the first 5 minutes, you want to shut it off. You're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, that's so disgusting. You know, and then he's completely nude.
Wait. It makes it feel like you're just like in the locker room and you can't get out. You're in the gym locker room.
That's a good experience.
Usually, any type of guy, if you're straight, you want to get out of there as fast as you can. You know, you're like, you want to fucking shower up, get at least eye full of nuts you can, and get out of there. You know, but no, this movie locks you in for 133 minutes. his sequence purple date night outfit, I could not stop laughing at it. I know. It's like, go ahead.
So it's a woman's dance. It's a woman's dance outfit because it sits on the back, right?
70s style.
Yeah, very 70s, very disco, right? It's completely sheer in the entire. It's see-through, transparent in the crotch, right? From just above the knee till about the mid-navel, right? So he doesn't wear any underwear when he's wearing this outfit. So the guy that has been just torturing our eyes with this nudity wears this in public, and everyone is completely fine with it, even though you can completely see the entire time. It's just like, I'm not even paying attention to the movie because he's dancing and moving around in public with this.
Dude. Yeah. And like, I think what they're trying to say is that like out in LA, which was like the porn fucking capital of the US, right? You know, LA's like, we're pretty much like a lot of porn is made. It was just like, that's how it is out there for the porn stars, I guess. You know, it's just like, yeah, it's okay. Like, yeah, dude, whatever. We just walk with our fucking dicks out.
But Justin, the comparison between the father and the son, why is it so funny? Why is it so funny between the father and the son?
Oh, because like that's why I'm saying I don't think that might be his real dad. Because his dad, for one, hates him. He's like, yeah, your mother left because of you. Like, because you shit the bed all the time. He would just like, remember, he's like, you shit the bed. He shits the bed all the time. You know, he
would jump in the bed with my mother and me, with his mother and me, and he would shit, and he would get shit all up and down her legs. And it's just like, what?
That's why she left.
Watching. That's why she left.
That's why your mother left us. You fucking.
And he says, "That's not true, Dad. That's not true." He's like, "Well, she shouted it as she drove away the car." It's like, what the fuck am I watching?
Exactly.
This is terrible.
Yeah,
This is terrible.
it's terribly just like, but it's just like you have to. I think actually Elijah Wood had a quote on it. I can't remember it.
He was a producer. He was a producer on this.
There we go. Elijah Wood was a producer.
Yes.
So he saw some. It ain't no Lord of the Rings. That's for fucking sure. It's no Lord of the Rings, but it's definitely. If I were to say, if I had to like put this movie in a nutshell and compare it to other movies, I would say it a cross between 3 movies. All right, it's like a mixture between Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
The Boston Strangler.
Ooh.
Right, and Human Centipede.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah, that one hits. That hits.
Yeah. So it's like, it's got that weird, like that weird awkward humor with like Napoleon Dynamite style. A little bit of like, the thriller. I mean, that music was catching me though.
It was.
Bum 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 bum. It was just so silly. Like it was silly. It was like trying to be like scary music, but it was just like more of just like goofy, kind of. But I don't know. I believe that yes, it definitely relates to those 3 films.
Perfect. That's a. You put those 3 items in a blender, and that's a concoction that describes it accurately, and is just that's the menu. That's the recipe, guys.
Yes,
that's the recipe.
Shock and awe, fucking. Yep.
But our audience could not be prepared. So the father has this fucking monster fucking dong that he keeps on like can't push in your face enough. But guys, the son, the first time you see this, you can't stop laughing because the son has a micro penis. He has a micro penis.
Micro penis.
That's it. Yes, that's the best way to describe it.
That's why I think the dad hates him because it's
exactly.
Like,
yes.
It's not.
There's a romantic. There's a romantic.
I don't think it's his real dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's why he hates him. He's just like. But then all right, what else was so what would you say, Jared, that like what would you compare this movie to?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a while. So in Beetlejuice there was a lot of stop animation kind of like for violence, right?
Yeah.
Like anytime a murder happened in this movie, it wasn't over the top gross. It was very cartoonish. The scene that you shared with me right before it went on air was whenever the very Eastern Indian gentleman was trying to describe potato chips and how potato chips are made from potatoes.
He's like, one more time.
I laughed out loud every single time they asked him, like, what are they made out of? Bow. Potato. No, I can't do it. I can't give it justice.
It doesn't sound like you say potato at all. And he's like, actually, the guy the black guy who he was.
Yes,
that dude was the African like tribesman in Grandma's Boy. Remember, he's like, he's gonna sell me this guy's gonna sell me a tiger, kid. He's gonna sell me a. Tiger's shit, King. Like that was the dude. The dude. That was the guy in
Grandma's Boy. Yes. The Salganese, right? Yes, he's the Salganese tourist. It's unbelievable.
That was like, and it was just like that was actually that scene like had me cracking up because it was like they held on. What they do is they held on
uncomfortably long. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They held on to the joke, and I love how they used the same audio for saying I don't know. He didn't keep saying it. They just kept doing a recording as he was saying it, and it was getting more like it was annoying at first, but then it got more and more funny.
Yes.
And then
a worn out joke plus time makes it funnier. It truly does. That was that moment right there where he's saying Tato.
Yeah.
Tato. Tato. Tato.
I can't remember how he said it. It doesn't.
Pow.
Yeah, it does not sound.
Pow.
It sounded like John McCain, like. Pow.
Yeah.
Pya!
That was the redeeming characteristic of the film. That was the redeeming character. Like up until that point, I was ready to turn it off
I know,
until
but
I got to that scene.
I was like, dude, you have to just get through it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but just watch the whole thing because then you're gonna have so many questions about like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Why am I here? Is this real? And then yeah, you just like literally have to fucking just watch it and just judge it. Like I'm not saying like that's when people say like if like whoever's rating this on IMDb or wherever, you can't give this movie a 1 or a 10.
Mm.
No, you can't give it a 1 or a 10 just because it's just like it's nothing you've ever like watched before. It's just like so incredibly weird and just like bizarre and just like it's just so fucked up. You're like, what is going on with these characters? Like at the ending, I didn't even understand. Like it's just like
I didn't understand the ending either.
didn't get it.
Do you know the writer said that he said that his most enjoyable conversation with his friends are whenever they try to explain the end of movies to each other.
Yeah.
So he went out of his way, Justin, just to fuck with us like he did the entire fucking film. He did the exact same thing. Because like,
Yeah.
we already did the spoilers alert. At the end of the movie.
This movie is fucking anti-Hollywood. That's what it is. It's just like
that's it. After I just read through like so much synopsis of the Oscars on Sunday night, like, the 2025 Oscars. I don't know. Have you seen the previews? Did you see the preview at least for the movie that won Best Picture?
No, I didn't. I didn't get into it. I just know Culkin won for. I did see that movie though. I believe if the one he won it for. Is it the one with Jesse Eisenberg? Is that the one he won the Oscar for?
I'm not 100% on that.
As I did see that. It was pretty good, but it wasn't like,
okay.
I didn't think if he got the Oscar for that, I don't know. I don't think he deserved an Oscar for that one. Shit, where's fucking Macaulay Culkin's Oscar? You know how much money that movie's made?
It's made a ton. I was gunning for on supporting actor and best actor. I was gunning for The Apprentice, that the Donald Trump biopic.
See, I haven't seen that one yet, only because like I've seen the original one, I think the Salesman or whatever with Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
when he plays Trump, and I thought that was kind of funny, but I have not watched it yet.
So The Apprentice, it has the guy that did Winter Soldier. That was the
I know.
Yeah, and then it's a biopic on Donald Trump and his attorney.
Actually, disturbing movies. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off because remember we're sick and disturbing. That guy was in a disturbing movie. I don't know.
He does a lot of independent. Have
you seen
films.
It? It's called like Flesh.
I have not.
Oh, that one's a good one, dude. Flesh. Look it up. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
The Apprentice. It was 2024. It's a biopic on Donald Trump, and it has his attorney Cohen. He got him. I really enjoyed it. I now own it. I own it on Amazon. They're like, you rented a couple of times. Do you want to own it? And I'm like, yeah. This is getting embarrassing.
If you don't mind me asking, how much did you pay for it?
I paid
$19.99.
No, it was only $7. It was under $7. I think it was $7.32
to own it forever.
To own it forever on my Amazon Prime video streaming account.
Remember that? Remember those days when we did own movies forever?
I know, and I can't access any of those movies that I own forever, Justin, because those platforms went away wherever I purchased that. Yeah, I know.
VHS tapes, easing the vibe. Let's rewind. Yep, that's one of my lyrics. But yeah, VHS tapes. Oh my God, my mother, she had a collection. No disturbing ones. I mean, actually, all those Disney movies were quite disturbing.
Yes.
Earbud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Disturbed. You know a movie that wasn't that disturbing? Disturbia. But I definitely did like it. You remember that one? With
I'm vaguely putting it together. I'm thinking of the Rihanna song. Disturbia.
Yeah.
The darkness in the night. Yeah.
I think that they used that song for the movie itself, but
Oh, love that. Love that.
it was a what the fuck is that kid's name? He was from Even Stevens.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yes, Shia LaBeouf. In his early days,
Yeah.
from like 20s
Yes.
or something. You know, that was it was all right, you know, but it wasn't disturbing.
Sure.
You know. But what was another a disturbing movie. You want to hear a disturbing one?
Do it.
Hold on, I gotta take my hoodie off for this one. I'm getting disturbed. I'm getting disturbed. Hold on one sec.
Greasy Strangler, though. Definitely give it a watch, kids. Give it a watch, our illustrious viewership, because I want to see what you think of it, honestly. Because Justin spoke very highly of it. I initially felt very negatively of it. I want to see where you land. So maybe mention in the comments of this video the Greasy Strangler 2026. 2016.
I didn't catch all that.
Oh, I was asking our audience base to weigh in on what they think of the Greasy Strangler, because I'm having a real hard time trying to just kind of summarize and classify it myself. I truly am.
Yeah, it's definitely not like I want to put it in comedy horror. I put it in like maybe like
experimental or something.
I would say like haha snuff film.
That works. That's a very weird category, but I love it. I love it.
Snuff film.
Haha, snuff film. It sounds like somebody who was not like an English speaker like made that category.
Sponsored by Snuffleupagus.
Snuffleupagus. Yeah, there are some simulated deaths in this movie. I don't want anyone to.
Yeah, they're just they're so weird deaths too. It's just like the way, like, how do you even get a grip? That's what I'm trying to think. Like,
yeah, because he's greasy.
Literally, yeah. It's like the grease. He looks like, honestly, the grease like on a pepperoni pizza after it gets cold.
Yeah, it kind of hardens a little bit. Sure.
Yeah.
It looks a little drippy. It looks a little drippy. Yeah.
Yeah, when it gets cold, it solidifies, you know. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know if you've ever just like worked with grease or you ever cook something like if you're like taking skin off a chicken or something, but your hands, you can't. How do you strangle somebody with like fucking greasy fingertips? How?
He's focused on the kill. You know, his mission and what his objectives are have just outweighed the physical limitations of reality.
Just to let you know, I'm not the Greasy Strangler. Just to let you know.
I never thought you were.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
Bullshit artist.
I like that you're saying that's a Boston phrase. I would love that to be taken over by us in Boston here. Yeah. Bullshit artist.
Yeah.
Bullshit artist.
I must have heard that so many times. Bullshit artist. Bullshit artist. Bullshit artist. You're a bullshit artist. I must have heard that many times growing up. Not so much anymore, but definitely the Greasy Strangler, guys. I recommend it, not as like a wholesome movie to watch. You know, if you ever want to break up with somebody, hey,
oh my god, yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Put that movie on and tell them you're really into it. Like, tell them like, yeah, like literally, you know, that you want to go to their signing at the Comic-Con. Like, that's how much you're into it. You definitely will not be together.
Wow.
You guys,
look at that.
You won't be going together to the Comic-Con with that date, you know. But dude, I don't know if this probably has never played in any theaters around here. But I can't just imagine people's reactions just like in the movie theater that are on a date and they're watching this and then they're just like, huh. Like, look at these goobers. Look at that guy's Raisinets. You know, it's just like, I don't know. That's just, it's fucking disturbing. But the other disturbing movie, I think what do you think, Jared? Are we talking enough about this movie? You got anything else to throw in about it?
No, you were mentioning pre hoodie removal. You were telling me something was getting you heated up. What was that film? What was that film?
Oh yes. So I watched this recently, and it was a very early film, directed
Okay.
by Peter Jackson.
Ooh.
Right? You know, Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Lord of the
Yes.
Rings. He's a
Yes.
big guy, big time guy. But it's like, and I didn't remember this movie because I must have seen it as a child. But I do not recommend any children watching this movie.
Brain damage.
Dude, what? Nope, not that one.
Brain.
That was a great
Okay.
one. But I do
Okay.
not recommend any children, even though it seems children themed, to watch this fucking film because it's so fucking twisted. It's like literally, let's see how I describe this. It's like Muppets meets
Yes.
the Muppets meet Marilyn Monroe, but like X-rated. And Muppets meet Marilyn Monroe. Because it's like Muppets, it's called Meet the Feebles. Meet the Feebles by Peter Jackson. All right.
Hmm.
Yes, it's this fucking. Is this all? I mean, Jim Henson is he's fucking turning over in his grave after this
It
one.
not brain dead. Not brain dead. Right.
Not brain dead.
Okay.
Meet the Feebles. You
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
is you might be able to find it. It's very
I got it. Yeah, I got it here.
yes.
1989. 1989.
Yep. One that's like it's very weird. There's like smoking, there's rape in it. There's coke. There's drugs. There's
Jesus.
prostitution, there's murder, there's like blood and gore, and this is all through like puppets. You know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
it is fucking so fucking twisted, like you know, but it's just like it's entertaining, you know, and
The so an initial scan here on the internet. The internet machine says that the budget was $750,000. All right, the budget was. Its box office. Its box office made 80,000.
Yes, I mean that's because it was like it was ahead of its time with just how lewd.
It could only be released in New Zealand, apparently, too. His distribution sucked. Yeah. His distribution sucked. That's what happened.
It was just, dude. It was because it was like, it was literally. I don't think anyone's ever done anything like that before. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see it, you're just like, what the fuck? It's just like, it's literally. Let's see how I would put it. I'm trying to see like someone who did something similar. They did have like this weird cop Muppet show or movie, and it's kind of like that. It's just like an X-rated fucking Muppets, you know. It was just like Muppets that are like doing instead of like catering to children, like happy. Oh, you want to sing along? 1, 2, 3. It's more like it's more just like
solid Muppet voice. Muppet voice.
Just dirty ass Muppets, like fucking killing, fucking threesomes with Muppets, fucking it's like it's fucking nasty, dude.
Jim Henson always wanted that angle with the Muppets too. Did you know that? He said the Muppets were not supposed to be animals, but they were supposed to be dirty and perverse men. They were supposed to be puppets of men.
Oh, dude. Well, Peter Jackson literally probably heard that article and just ran with it. And then now look at him. Fucking Lord of the Rings. You know, he went from dirty Muppets to Frodo, yo. You know?
I know. Huh.
But yeah, that movie, Meet the Feebles. If I couldn't
walk me through the scene that you think is the most disturbing. Like in your mind, when you think of this movie,
disturbing
of that movie, yeah.
It's hard to say. Well, there was this one where this like peeping Tom.
Okay.
And
he's in a tree. He's in a bush.
No. He's just like looking through the keyhole,
keyhole. Okay,
right.
Okay.
And you hear he actually the Muppet itself, like the one looking through the keyhole, looked exactly like Bubsy from, I don't know if you ever remember that Sega video game Bubsy. Well, it's actually my sister's favorite video game. So
all right, well there you go.
But Bubsy, it looks like a cat, right? and he's looking through this keyhole, and in it is just like 3 bunnies, right? 3, and they're like, you can see the bunnies have titties. There's like
Yep. Okay.
like this fucking flashing lights like a disco, and they're like one sitting on this other bunny's face, right? And then the other one's like riding this other bunny, the bunny's cock, or whatever. So it's like a
Got it.
threesome. And
Yes.
then like they're doing super close-ups of the privates while they're riding, and it's just like fucking yogurt just pouring. Yeah, it's fucking. It's. I told you, it's disturbing.
Yes. Yes.
It's fucking disturbing, and just like the lewd shit that this buddy is saying is. I can't remember what he's saying exactly, but it's very raunchy, and like, oh, you gotta love my cream carrot concoction coming out of my cock. Like, you're like, oh god, that's fucking gross, dude. And like, yeah, buddy, daddy, give me all that creamy carrot. It's just like over the top. You're like, what the fuck? What is this? Oh, do not mix that DVD tape up with your child's Happy Barney songs. Do not.
On Google, one of the most popular things that people also ask is Meet the Phoebes a kids movie?
Yeah, no. That's why. That's what I think, because I have vivid flashbacks of it when I put it back on. Of like, I definitely seen this as a child, and basically, thank God I don't remember, because it would fuck me up.
That's the number one response to that question is the realism of the puppets / animatronics will be frightening for younger viewers. The film's overall has a tragic and melancholic atmosphere.
But believe it or not,
Christ.
some good did come out of this movie, Jared.
Oh, what? Why? Oh,
because there's this one fucking dope ass scene with like the main character, that like little.
Yes.
Is he like a rat or a gerbil?
Okay.
And you should pull it up right now and just listen to it.
I have the whole movie here on YouTube.
Well, no, search in YouTube for what's his name? Sings to you, Lucille.
Okay.
Put Sings Lucille Feebles.
How Heidi met her guy breeding like rabbits.
No,
newcomer to the show.
Just do a search in the search bar. Just put Meet the Feebles Lucille song. And
Lucille.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
And just play it and listen to it.
All right. Oh, she's like a lamb or something. She's like
I don't know.
All right.
Play that song, and like,
I know
this guy, because it's a cool underdog story, because this little dude, he's trying to get this girl, but he's like shy and like kind of like he's like a virgin type mentality. Like, he wants this girl and he's super talented, but like he basically yeah, it's good, dude.
He's got a ukulele.
He sings very well. Listen to his vocals.
Oh, crisp. Yeah. Oh, there's Lucille.
All right, now wait till he really drops those bars. Listen to the vocals after. The moon.
It's definitely a serenade. I can see it. Yes. The animation is good.
Yeah, dude, he crushed that song. I was
there it is. Yeah, that's it.
Dude,
yeah.
That inspired me to make a beat out of it, man. So I just made a song out of it yesterday, man. I was like, wow, dude, just that. Very catchy.
Yes, Latinx culture is hot right now, so definitely. Yes. You gotta play to the bass.
Yeah, no, dude, that part like caught my ears and caught my eyes right there. Because he was like, oh, he really likes this girl, and then but she's a bad bitch. Everybody wants Lucille.
She's a baddie, yeah.
Yeah, everybody wants that.
When your love of your heart overwhelms you, the only thing you can do is release that emotion from your heart.
Did you see the guy try to his coach
cock blocker? Yeah.
No, the worm.
Oh.
Kicking him in the ass. Yeah. He's like, "You're great, man. She's gonna love you."
Push. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
He looks like a glowworm.
Guy.
He looks like a fucking Jiminy Cricket glowworm. He looks
I know exactly what.
That's Jiminy Cricket before he turned into a cricket. He's like a larva.
Yes. Yeah. He did. Pushed it, promoted it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, that movie was. It's definitely twisted. It's gonna fucking, if you get offended easily, it's gonna offend most people. So
just 10. I don't believe this channel has ever been for those individuals that are easily offended or require a safe space or have trigger warnings. The world is rough. The world is a tough and just a dirty place at times. And
sometimes it'll beat you down to your knees if you let it.
Guys, we're all about culture. We're all about culture that's going to not give you any, not going to blow any smoke up your ass. That's for sure.
Nope. And no vape smoke either.
No vape smoke either. Just nothing but you got a Greasy Strangler, and you got this film right here with Muppets.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson's Muppets.
How about you? You got any more movies that made you feel a type of way?
Yeah. So when we were talking about disturbing films causing anxiety or worrying, one thing that always just came to my mind, everyone could experience anxiety or have a worrisome kind of a opinion on anything, right? Commercials on network television could be disturbing to some people, as you would see by comments on different things. But one film that came to me was always the Robin Williams, the late great Robin Williams. We lost him too soon. On What Dreams May Come. He plays a doctor in that.
Didn't see that one, but yes.
Yeah. So he plays an MD in that movie. It's one of his more serious movies. So if you got the Mrs. Doubtfire column going on Robin Williams, and you got all the serious films going in the other columns, this is his more, Good Will Hunting, famous Boston film. He was more serious than that, right?
It's not your fault.
It's not. Shut up, man.
It's not your fault.
What are you doing? Would you just stop?
No, right? It's not your fault.
Shut up! You stop it. I don't know. I'm not doing the scene justice. But in that movie, in Good Will Hunting, when Robin Williams is talking to Matt Damon, and he's talking about his wife farting in her sleep, which is you bring that.
My wife used to fart in her sleep. Yeah, Will.
You bring that up. You mentioned that as like a throwaway comment on a lot of different kind of anecdotes, right? The whole reason why that scene is memorable, I just saw something the other day on this, is because Matt Damon didn't know what the dialogue Robin Williams was going to say. So his laughter in that scene is genuine.
Yeah, the
farting. Yeah.
What is the best? What is the best acting? When it's like a real genuine laugh, when it's a real genuine cry, yes. That's great acting, because it's like, that's what fucking, but I mean, that's Robin Williams, dude. That's like improvisational, king
expert.
Yeah.
Yes, absolute expert. He would jump into situations. Speaking of Mrs. Doubtfire, just earlier, just to circle back to that, nothing was. He produced that movie. He produced Mrs. Doubtfire with his wife at the time, right? Yeah. And all of the scenes where he was on set with the dinosaurs. And trying to impress that owner of that agency or owner of that television network, on just do everything like that. None of that was scripted. That was just him flying off the cuff, like, "Oh, I'm a T-Rex. I got little arms and big teeth," or whatever he says. And that's just Robin Williams. But a
true fucking master, Robin Williams. We all miss him. I fucking miss the guy. He's great, dude. Hey, oh yeah. I remember I related Robin Williams to you That's how Jared and I became friends. Because he thought I was literally shitting on him somehow. I'm like, dude, you could play Robin Williams in a bioepic someday, man. And then Jared just like walks away. He's like, who the fuck does this asshole think he is?
I told him that many years later. The year was 2012, and Justin and him and I were working on a gig together. Or no, the year it had been later than that. It had been after 2014.
Yep.
Robin Williams died in 2014 and by suicide. And the very first time I've ever worked a gig with Justin, him and I were working a bar together. I think it was for Guinness or Jameson or something. And the bar owner sent us downstairs.
You gotta tell him the prior, like how before when I said the quote. Tell him that, like, because like that shit was fucking. It was funny. We were at a nurse convention, right?
Remind me. I'm not grasping this.
So the first time I said that, I'm like, dude, you remind me of Robin Williams, dude.
Yes.
We were like at a nurse convention. There's like beautiful nurse women everywhere, and all we had to do is stand at the escalators and guide them to the actual show. Right? Yeah.
I don't remember this. Dude, I really don't remember this.
Bro, I don't remember this. It's so funny. And we were on either side of it, right? And so I'm just like, hey guys, dude, not really putting on a show because you didn't really have to. I was just, hey guys, you gotta, we're just guiding people. But then to my right, to a guy I never met, Mr. Jared, he's like, he's like literally belching it out like, to the concourse, everybody.
That's how I speak. By default,
I'm exaggerating, but he's just like, I could see that he's just like trying to just like over talk me for some reason. I'm like, wow, this guy's like, I don't even have to do a job. Yeah. This guy's got it.
Oh, yeah, that's how I am on a gig. That is how I am on a gig.
It was just so funny to me though. It was just like, and then I'm like listening and watching him as he's like putting on a show, kind of, you know what I mean? I'm like, wow, this guy's entertaining. And I'm looking over at him, and then by his mannerisms and everything, I'm like, dude, this dude, he kind of like reminds me of Robin Williams, like literally in my head. That was like the first thing that popped up. So but then I could see like he was just like looking my way, and he looked like pissed. He looked angry. I'm like, what the hell did I do? I didn't do anything.
I don't know.
I was like, why is this guy mad at me? I'm like, I don't know what I did to. I'm like, there's no way I did anything wrong. And I'm saying in my head, I'm like, but he looks like he's pissed at me. And then so basically, I didn't want to fucking just like confront and like fuck up the day. I was just trying to start small talk with him.
Why do brand ambassadors hate each other on every gig naturally? Yeah. I don't understand that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, it's all good now, man. But it was just like I was just trying to like understand. I was just like, all right, man, I win people over all the time, so I'm just like throwing jokes out there. But then I think like one time you told me to fuck off or something, not in so many words.
I get overly competitive, like in a situation.
I was like, "What are we competing for? The escalator guard?"
I know, because I was very it was very corporate mindset, and I wanted to like achieve at being the best brand ambassador in the world.
But then I figured it out. I was like, "Oh, he wants to battle." And I'm like, for this, in my head, Jared, I'm laughing so hard. I'm like, why would you?
We're both gonna get paid the same.
Why would you want to battle to be the escalator guide guy? Like,
because those healthcare professionals deserve to know the best information broadcast in the most entertaining and delightful way, something they will hold their gaze of their eyes in my eyes as they ascend the escalator.
No, I understand it now, but then I was like, oh, this is awesome because nobody does this. I was like, all right, this will be fun, man. And so I wanted to make it so you didn't know I knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Yes.
So then I was just like, then I would usually say, oh, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know I got a voice too. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, hey, ladies. Like,
All right.
But
I must.
but so
Yes.
they were like going back and forth. It's so fucking funny if someone recorded this.
Oh, I barely remember this. I barely remember this.
Dude,
This is so amazing.
we're like going back and forth at the escalator while
Yeah.
these people are in between us and probably think we're fucking psychopaths. Like because we're belting and hollering. We're like, yes, right this way. And like, but then I was messing with you. Then like I would do it high and then you would try to go higher.
Yes.
And then but then I would just like, yeah, I would go really low. I'm like, yeah, guys, right down the street. You're gonna go right down there. But while you were yelling and screaming,
I do remember this. I remember this. Yeah.
basically, like I got you to get to a high level of vocals that the whole fucking like area of the escalator, like people were looking from the other escalator over. And they're like, oh, they would turn back around because now they knew where they were going because everybody heard it. And so,
Yeah.
and then like literally after all that, like, the crowd died down. I went over to you and I was like, dude, like, you know who you remind me of? And dude, you were still so like, you're defensive for some reason. You're like, Yahoo. And I'm like, dude, Robin Williams, man. You could definitely be the bio, but you took it the wrong way. You like literally, you were like, what, fuck you? And I was like, what the fuck? How do you? I was like,
you're a cheerful, entertaining, one of the greatest entertainers of this century.
And then I was
fuck
just like,
you, fuck you. I'm gonna fucking come after you.
And I was like,
you thought I was an enemy before. I'm gonna come at you even harder.
I was like, not a Robin Williams fan, man. I was like, dude, you like your mannerisms, the way, like literally, you could do his bioepic, but you took that compliment such the wrong way.
I know.
Yeah, and then I was just like, all right, man. I'll go back to my side of the escalator, and then it's just complete silence.
Gang, this is a cautionary lesson of taking a brand ambassador job too seriously. All right, you're the only ally you have on these gigs are your BAs. Other BAs.
Yeah.
But overwhelmingly, and that this is an example of me just starting as a brand ambassador several more than a decade ago, and I met one of the most talented and influential people in that city and knew all the ins and outs, and my immediate response was
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
This is a competition. I am going to kill myself and throw myself on a sword for this agency that will never care about me or love me or actually pay me or even reimburse legitimate expenses that I had to get to this gig. You know?
See, so at the time, Jared, would you say that like you were in like corporate mentality still?
I would 1,000% agree with that. Yes.
And that's what that's probably what it was. It was just like, you thought like, you would climb the ladder and you know what I mean? Or whatever it was. I get it. Because dude, I haven't been in the corporate sector or whatever for, I don't know, better back part of 2 decades. So my mindset isn't the same way. And I just thought it was fun. It was fun though. It was so entertaining. I was like, we're just shouting at these women, and I'm like, dude, I'm literally just trying to get numbers, and like he's cock blocking me. I'm like, Jared, why?
1,000% I was.
Why is this guy? He's supposed to be my escalator wingman.
Ladies, my objective is to make sure you get your continuing education credits. And the only way to do that is not to interact with this man whatsoever, but to deliver yourself safely under Concourse S. Concourse S is up 2 escalators. Make sure you go right.
I'm literally, so if I finally get 2 to like stop and pull them aside, right? And they were like, they were hotties. I was like, ooh. Little nurses, and I'm talking to them, right? They're like, I'm like, hey, if you guys need any recommendations about, food, like I know the city, like if you guys want restaurants, like you're doing, and so they stop and they're like, yeah, like, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm actually also a club promoter too, so like maybe if I could put you guys on the list. Jarek swoops in, and like, I don't even know what he says, but he says something to make them like walk away, and I was like, where were you on that one, bro? You could have had the brunette or the blonde. I didn't even care. And then I was just like turned my back. I was like, "What? This guy is not. He's not nice."
Guilty. I would have.
Yep.
I would have 1,000% done that.
After that, Jarrett, I switched escalators.
I remember that. And I'm sure in my mind, I'm like, haha, I won. I've conquered this realm. Now I will be the most premier brand ambassador.